Stanford just beat Colorado 46-43. This was the largest comeback in Stanford program history, the fourth largest comeback in Pac-12 history, and this is the largest blown lead by Colorado in its program history. Let's talk about what the hell happened to a Colorado team that seemed to have had this game won by halftime. I don't know about you, but I did not even see the first half. I was at a high school football game, and when I got home, I turned the TV on and it was already 29-0. And just like anybody else would do, I was thinking to myself, like, I should just go to bed. This game is not going to be anything. And as soon as I turned the TV on, Bryce Farrell had a 2-yard run for a touchdown to make the score 6-29. And there's no need for us to go over anything that happened in the first half, because right now, as we already know, that's irrelevant. But the one play that I did miss before I actually turned the TV on, Colorado went forward on 4th and 2 around midfield, did not convert, and I honestly believe that this started the beginning of the end for Colorado during this game, because you gave the other team momentum by setting them up with decent field position, which ultimately led to their first score. And soon after this, Alec Ayomanor had a 97-yard reception that led to a touchdown, and this was probably the second most important play of the game, followed by another play that he made in overtime, but we're going to get to that a little bit later. And on this 97-yard touchdown pass, you can see the DB right here fall to his knees. He slips, and the guy, he's out of there. Elick had a fantastic night, and honestly, he may have just solidified his spot in the NFL draft at some point in time down the line, going for 13 receptions, 294 yards, 3 touchdowns. The Colorado defense could not do anything with Elick the entire game. Even Travis Hunter, who I think is a great DB, could not do anything with Elick. In his defense, this is his first game back, but as we're going to talk about later, as I already stated, Travis did get a highlight reel put on his head. Literally. He had a fantastic night on offense with 13 receptions, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns. But to me, he almost looked gassed out there on defense because he had to put out so much on offense. And continuing with this score recap, at this point in the game, the Stanford offense is clicking. Ella Ayomanor had another 60-yard touchdown reception, and then Justin Lamison had a 1-yard run, while the Colorado offense really started to struggle, only scoring 7 points in this entire second half. Travis Hunter had a 16-yard touchdown reception around the 11-18 mark, but other than that, the Stanford offense goes on to score again and then get a late field goal to make the score 36-36. And with all that being said though, Colorado did strike first in overtime with a 4-yard pass from Deion Sanders. But then there goes that guy again. Elick had a 30-yard pass from Ashton Daniels to tie it up 43-43. And this 30-yard pass is going to be the one that everybody talks about, because this right here is truly the play of the game. And this will probably be #1 on SportsCenter's top 10, as Elick simply takes the ball off of Travis Hunter's helmet, literally. Look at this guy's facial expression right here. That explains that entire play. And when I saw this play, as a college football fan, especially when I do not have a dog in the race, I was super excited. Elick, on arguably one of the best defenders in college football, just probably made the play of the year. And that goes back to my original point. They could not do anything with this guy all night. And then Deion Sanders did something that I really would say is uncharacteristic of the way he has been playing this entire season, with a horrible pass across the field that led to an interception, and then this soon led to the game-winning field goal from 31 yards out. That situation, especially in overtime, there's no need to risk the biscuit for a pass that really had no chance of getting to its intended target, especially when you could have lived another day by kicking a field goal or simply going for it on 4th down. And with all that being said, what happened? Usually when you have a horrific loss like this, it comes down to one or two things. The team that is getting beat down gains a lot of momentum at one time, and the team that is up usually loses focus and does not maintain discipline. And both of those were present in this game. After the game, Deion Sanders said this about the halftime speech that his father made.
Dad was just talking about how he noticed complacency heading into the locker room. What was his message at the half there?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even remember because I was just so locked in.
And a lot of people are giving him a hard time because he does not remember what his father said during the halftime speech, which kind of shows how They were not necessarily focused on the task at hand. And now reports are coming out that Deion Sanders was posting merchandise at halftime. And in his defense, I will say maybe that was a scheduled post or something like that, or maybe it was a social media manager. Either way, that's a horrible look and a horrible time to post merchandise when the task at hand is not yet finished. But listening to this entire interview, I think he handled this specific interview very well. And for the game, Deion Sanders went 33 for 48, 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, and that 1 horrible interception. And this is a humbling game for Colorado, because as they're soon going to realize, every single team that they play is going to play them giving their absolute all, because all the eyes in the country are watching Colorado. And if you can go off and have a great game against a Colorado team, you will be seen and people are going to know you. Just like Elick, I had no idea who this guy was until tonight, because he put his name on the map after this game. And on the flip side, maybe Stanford can gain some momentum from this and continue to play well throughout the season, because before this game, they were one of the worst teams in the Pac-12. So I do want to give them credit where credit is due. They came out after halftime, gained some momentum, and did not look back at all. And I'm glad this happened, because if you have a late game like this and you're trying to pay attention to it, at the very least, it needs to be competitive. But in my opinion, that game was way too late. I was trying to go to bed, but then Stanford came back. I'm glad I didn't go to sleep, because I would have missed the entirety of this game. With that being said though, let's get back on track here and look at what exactly Deion Sanders said about going into halftime.
But I felt complacency going into the half, because we stalled offensively. We gave up some yardage as well, and just didn't like how I felt going in at halftime.
And it seems to me that the team as a whole also lost focus and thought of Stanford as a team that was going to simply lay down and allow Colorado to just get this win. But as they know now, that was not the case. And instead of going into halftime, not preparing, what should have happened was Colorado should have came out, actually doubled down on the score. And I know the defense played horrible. They allowed Elick to go out there and simply shred them. But at the end of the day, we already knew that the Colorado defense was not that good anyways. The offense was going to need to continue to apply pressure to Stanford in order for them to win the game. And there was also a questionable decision on Deion Sanders' part by not taking a penalty, which would have forced Stanford to kick a field goal, because it would have became 4th down. And soon after that, it was a penalty by Travis Hunter, which led to a Stanford touchdown instead. And at the end of the day, what could have went wrong for Colorado absolutely did go wrong. And as I said earlier, shout out to Stanford, because you actually have to put the work in order to overcome a 29-point deficit. They could have easily let Colorado win this game, could have been lazy, but no, they decided that they wanted to win that game, and that's exactly what they did. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on this entire situation. What is the main reason Colorado lost this game, and what are the reasons Stanford won it? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We talk NFL and college football here. We're on the way to 100 subscribers. I will see you guys in the next video.